Bow and arrows. Hello. I see you dancing. Um, Hang on. Hi. I was actually just listening to Diana Ross uh, singing I'm Gonna Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair, which is from the musical South Pacific. And so as soon as I saw that you were having a dance party in chat, that was what my brain decided that you were dancing to, which was a strange choice, to be honest, but also, you know, I appreciate the sentiment. If you haven't seen, I don't even know what it's from, but it's this incredible video where she's just got this like massive, and it's obviously it's not her real hair because it's like an enormous, like it goes all the way. It's a set piece. It's like, yeah, incredible. Just this incredible cloud of hair and big flowers and stuff. It's really cool. But she looks very much like a goddess. And also sounds like one because it's Diana Ross. So, you got a Chester in your lap. Exciting. What a cutie. Also, Chester pics in Discord, please. Hello from the left coast, Kat. That's right, you're on vacation. I hope you're enjoying the incorrect coast. I just realized that I hadn't done my base coat like just as I was about to start stream. Hey JJ, welcome. And hello Lori. Yeah. So I had a cat. Budgie was here. She was hanging out. She was all settled in. And then like 5 minutes before stream start, she left. She was like, actually, I don't think I want to be in here. Probably because it's too freaking hot. It's hot. It's dang hot. This room gets like sweatier than every other room. This room and Brian's office both get kind of sweaty. And it's always like a couple of degrees warmer in these rooms. And it's like, what's the temperature right now? It's like 26 degrees outside Celsius. I don't know. It's like in the low 80s. Out there, somewhere around 80, maybe a little higher than that. But yeah, it's like a little too warm, but also I refuse to close up the windows and turn on the air conditioner when it's in this kind of in-between zone. 'Cause it feels like a waste of energy. Especially these days, power is so fucking expensive. Yeah, so we're like trying to, keep energy costs reasonable, and the computer actually doesn't bow and arrows. The computer actually doesn't help, or doesn't hurt rather, in here because it's just my laptop. My laptop doesn't get hot. What is rough is the lights. This gigantic. This thing, this massive, this beast of a video light puts out so much heat. It puts out so much heat. And it's not the only light. I also have a couple of little light panels on this side. And then I have another lamp over there. Those ones don't put out as much heat, but it's still enough. Brian's office, though, he's got like multiple laptops and monitors and like a desktop and everything, and that gets real hot as well. Yeah, humid and 26 degrees Celsius indoors it's just a little bit much. But yeah, I mean, it's not like it's so hot that I can't handle it. It's just it's a little warmer than I'd love. I'm not built for it, so. But I also just refuse to cave in to air conditioning until it's a little warmer than this. or at least a lot more humid. When it gets to a certain level of humidity, because we basically live like on a swamp, when it gets to a certain level of humidity, it becomes a problem for the house. Like, you know, the the wood and the carpets, and you're going to end up with issues. So you kind of have to, at some point, sort of cave in and go, all right, you know, it's too humid. We have to do something about it. So yeah, I've got all the windows open and I've got some fans going and such. So, you're chilling and crocheting, doing Santa Monica tomorrow and dinner with Filet. Oh, nice. Kitty posted. Where is Kitty? I want to see a picture of Kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. In the cute non-humans. Oh, the baby. Okay, I'm saving the image. Don't worry, I'm going to show it to y'all. I promise. This is Tester. So cute. Wait, where did that save to? I don't actually know. Hopefully on my desktop. Oh, good. It was on my desktop. It could have been hard to find otherwise. All right. Let's get this opened up for us. OBS. We need to go to this display because that's the one where I have the thing set up. What the hell, man? Capture Safari, please. Thank you. And do that. The baby. That's Chester. So cute. That's Leo's situation at the moment, and honestly, it seems like a real good situation. Hey, Danny, welcome. Eating cheese ramen for lunch. That sounds amazing. Yeah, so no cats today. But I set up the stream and I didn't really have a plan. I was kind of thinking, you know, maybe I'll do some kind of Easter art, maybe I'll do some kind of spring art. And then I remembered it was Trans Day of Visibility. Somehow did not remember until today and went, oh yeah. So, well, I guess it was last night that I realized it. But anyway, so I think we want to do a Trans Day of Visibility, Manny. I did send a message to Carmen and reminded her that she is visible today and she needs to be careful and not do any crimes. But apparently today is moving day. She and her partner are moving to a new house. They're going to have an actual house with a yard. And so they're very excited about that. So she was like, yeah, it's a really good thing that I'm visible today because I'm going to be driving on like major highways on my way there. And I don't want to be invisible in that. That seems bad. Because we are very funny people and we make the exact same joke every single year. Basically a dad. I'm a dad and she humors me. Come rain, come shine. You like this stream schedule? Joyfully giggling in European. You know what, Danny? I don't know why today is Trans Day of Visibility. Why don't we find out if there's a reason for that, for it being today? Trans Day of Visibility. Origin. How about that? The first Transgender Day of Visibility was held on March 31st, 2009. Has since been spearheaded by the US-based youth advocacy organization Trans Student Educational Resources. It was created by a transgender activist, Rachel Crandall Crocker of Michigan, as a reaction to the lack of LGBTQ plus recognition of transgender people, citing the frustration that only the only well-known transgender-centered day was the Transgender Day of Remembrance, which of course mourns the murders of transgender people. But there wasn't any kind of like celebration of life and, acknowledgement of living transgender people. And so, yeah. So that is, I guess there's no specific reason for the actual date, at least nothing given. But that's the reason for the day, if not for the actual date. And and of course, a really important thing to note is, as I think we often sort of forget that visibility is nice and all, and it's important to acknowledge that people exist and are valid, and to celebrate that they exist and are valid and are to validate their joy and to celebrate that aspect of things and acknowledge amazing things that people have done. But it's also, important to remember that like just visibility without any kind of protection can actually be really dangerous. And so I think it's also important to acknowledge that a lot of people can't be visible on Trans Day of Visibility. And that's pretty fucking terrible. So yeah. 2009 is older than I expected as well. It wasn't like officially, I guess, acknowledged by the government or like made a holiday by the U.S. government until 2021, I think was what I read in that article. I was on that was just on Wikipedia. But yeah, the day has been around for a lot longer. Hey, Indie Cryptid. And I know if any of you follow, I don't know if any of you follow Mercury Stardust, the trans handy ma'am. She's hilarious. Extremely funny on Instagram. I know she used to be on TikTok as well. I don't know if she's still there. I don't know if she's on YouTube, but she does a big fundraiser thing for I believe it's all mutual aid stuff, but she does like a huge fundraiser every year, and that's going on right now. It's actually the entire month, but then it culminates in like a ridiculously long, like I think it's like a 24-hour stream or something, that's happening currently on Instagram. So yeah, if you want something to tune into later on. You're pretty sure you're thinking of Mercury Stardust, the trans handy ma'am, she's kind of unforgettable, right? Like, she usually has like crazy blue hair and does this incredible flip trick that is very impressive with a stool. I don't know, like a stepladder thing. She like somehow manages to like hit it with her foot and bounce it up, and it's great. She gives I'm So Handy music video Weird Al energy. Absolutely. Fellow Wisconsinite. Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's still, I don't know where her new house is, and I think that's fine. I think it's fine for us to not know. Although I think she has maybe mentioned approximately where she is, but yeah, she and her partner bought a new house. And hi, Yaneli, welcome. She's a very distinctive laugh. Yes. Hey, Sonyo, welcome. So I wasn't sure what to do exactly today. Oh yeah, she has amazing, especially if you're like an apartment dweller. I think like she's done a lot of stuff that really focuses on like how to fix up your apartment foobars in ways that won't piss off your landlord and can maybe save you, losing your security deposit or whatever. So yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I forgot to say anything in Discord to let people know that we were starting. Thanks, Sonia. So I had some ideas for maybe what to do with this stream because like I said, I hadn't had a plan. But I just kind of quickly came up with some. I was in the shower just musing about, pardon me, about what I wanted to do. So here's my list of concepts for today, and maybe one of them will strike a chord with y'all. Trans rigs. So this is I'm starting off strong with a drawfee, a drawfee concept. If you don't watch drawfee, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Someone at some point in time typoed trans rights as trans rigs, and it set off this whole thing. And now trans rigs is a thing. So it's like like an 18-wheeler, kind of like a big long haul truck kind of thing. Trans across the nails, just a concept. Recreation of a cool trans rights poster from an Instagram artist. I have a few candidates for that. So, something like that could be interesting. I've done that before with Meg Emiko art and also with Euphoria Threads or something like that. The people who made this t-shirt. So that's an option. I could do a combo Trans Day of Visibility Easter thing where it's maybe like Easter eggs, but in trans flag colors. Butterflies in trans flag colors are obviously always a good choice. With a cat just walked by. But she didn't go to any of the places where the cam is easily set up. Yeah, so butterflies are often used as a symbol for the trans community, for what I hope are obvious reasons. A trans ghost becoming visible on March 31st. I guess I would just do like maybe a ghostly outline on one nail, and then on the next nail have it be like fully colored ghost, and then a little calendar that says March 31st, and then on the next nail go back to being like ghostly. I don't know. It occurred to me. We could just do like a fluid art with trans flag colors. That's always fun. And then belatedly, I came up with trans flag octopus for no reason. It just occurred to me, and I liked the idea. Yes, I rearranged the skeleton's flowers slightly so that the trans flag colors were together on the one side. If I do ghosts, thermals, unfortunately I don't have ghosts. I don't have thermals that are the right colors for that. And also, I think I mentioned it is hot in here, and I am a hot bitch. And so you'll only there's no way to see the cold phase of that without literally just going down to the kitchen and grabbing a container of ice water. It's the only way you'd ever be able to see it. So what do we think? Danny loves the trans rigs idea. The trans rig idea, I would like, what I would basically do is have like, like the cab of the truck on one nail, and then have, the rest of the truck going across the other nails. And it's just a silly concept, but hot girl nails, yeah. Yeah, that's me. It's not easy being this hot, y'all. Hi, Jams. Are you a good girl? Are you going to hang out with me? What you going to do? Jamie Dodgers has just come in, but I don't know what her plan is. I don't know if she's going to settle down somewhere or if she's just going to try and get attention. Trans rigs is a hot girl nail idea. Thank you, Mutilated Mannies. You like octopus, fluid art, or butterfly? Can I do octopus in fluid art? I mean, I could make a fluid art decal and cut an octopus out of it. Leo says I'm trans and I like the truck. That's hilarious. All right. Well, I mean, if no other trans people are going to speak up and state a preference, we might have to go with what Leo wants. Baby, Sammy, what do you need? What do you need? What you gonna do? She just wants attention. She wants pets. Also, Leo, I didn't realize you were trans. But I guess today's a good day for you to be visible about that. So, you know, happy Trans Day of Visibility. Yeah, Leo gets to pick. I agree. I agree. All right. So if we're going to do a trans rig, I'm going to have to find a reference image of what a truck looks like, because let's see, big rig images. Because yeah, it's not like, I mean, I know what they look like, but I don't know what they look like. You know what I mean? It's one of those, like, you know what you look like, you know what something looks like right up until you try to do a detailed enough image of it. All right, I'm seeing a lot of trans rigs in the chat, so I guess that's what we're doing. Shout out to that one trophy fan who screwed that up. Okay, so we've got some, like, there's lots of images. I think I want kind of an old school, not one of the modern. I don't want one of the modern ones that has, like, the, you know, all contoury. I mean, we can just make it more boxy. That's easy enough, but. Spooky Mouse found a better truck emote. If there's a lesbian day of visibility, you can do a U-Haul. Yeah. All right. I think we will take... What image do I want? I need one that's, like, far enough away that I can kind of see the whole thing. But 90% of them are, you know, close-ups of the face? The cab. The face of the truck. Yes. Yes, Peggy, trucks have faces. They do. Okay, that's a reasonable... I'll do the cab a little bit different, but this is a reasonable... angle. Okay, let's open image in new tab. And then... Do I want to get another one that's like a different style of cab? I think I do. Hi, babe. Good after morning. Brian just woke up.
I got budgie snuggled.
You got budgie snuggled. So lucky. Ooh, here's a coloring book. This is actually perfect. This is a perfect image to use right here. Okay. I found a perfect image. Look at this. This is exactly right. We'll just move this out the way. That's gonna be our image, basically. This year for Pride, fishing lures are out, Pride trucks are in. The T in LGBT is for keep on trucking. Oh, you're gonna paint Blaha tonight? That's adorable. Your uncle drives 18-wheelers? That is also adorable. Yeah, it's a coloring page. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to download it and flip it so that it's going to be easier for me to... So let's save image and flip it horizontally. Are you coming up here? What you going to do? You can come up? What are you doing? You gotta pick something. You can't just keep pacing around. Okay. Where... Oh, geez. Where's that? Where did that go? Where did it go? Hello? You know, I just... Baby girl, you're not helping. Hi. Yes, hello. Oh my God. Would you... Where the hell did it go? Okay. Save image to downloads. There it is. I'm an idiot. Can this go into... Put it in... Will it flip if I put it in preview? Will preview allow me to edit and flip it? Probably not, right? No. I'm gonna have to put it into... It won't go into... Well, will it go into Photoshop? Yeah, Photoshop will open it. Okay. Edit. Jamie, what the hell are you doing? Bum, 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 bum. Sorry, y'all. Why am I like this? It's not going to be under edit. It's going to be under image. It's going to be under flip canvas horizontal. And then we're going to save it. And then we're going to open it again in Safari. And it's going to be correct. And then you can magically see it. Yeah, coloring pages are definitely good. If you just want something that's like gonna give you the structure of something. Holo Taco is coming out with special effect olive tone polishes, and you're excited. I saw it. Optimus Prime. Listen, Indecrypted, Apple. Paint does not exist. There are 1,012,000 ways for me to flip an image, but doing it while streaming when brain go bye-bye, and also it is an unusual image format. It's a WebP. So I wasn't sure if, basically the other way to do it is to bring it into the Photos app and then use the built-in thingy. Anyway, there's no paint. I know how to do it on a Windows system, but I'm not on that. So, yeah, you print out the page and have it for your students to color. Just because trucks are cool. Okay, so background color. Are we going to do something weird with the background? What are we going to do with the background? Do we want to do like a green and blue background for like, and have the highway and everything? Is that what we want to do? We want to do like a realistic background? Yeah, WebP is awful. It's not everything's going to open it. And I wasn't sure if the Photos app would actually handle it properly. So Photoshop is reliable. But yeah, brain no work while stream. 100% brain go to stream. Will I post link in Discord to the image? Alright. I can do that. Where was it? If I can find it. I don't know if I can. I might have to, because I think I opened a new tab. I might have to Google it again. Well, not Google. DuckDuckGo it again. Oh, wait, there it is. There it is. Okay, it's in this tab. All right, so Can I copy link? Actually, go straight to the thing. There's probably more on there. I'll post this into the Discord under stream business. There it is. Big ring and green trailer coloring. Okay. Yeah. Adobe is evil. But I'm pretty entrenched. Yeah, so do I want to do just like a standard, normal, sort of vague highway, blue sky in the background kind of base for this? Do we want the rig to just be floating in midair? What do we want to do? Maybe it should be in outer space. It could be in outer space. I don't think there's rules. I need feedback, though. Somebody's got to tell me what they think I should do. Leo gets final decision, but other people are allowed to suggest things. See what happens, Leo, when you speak up? You get jobs. You don't want to be given a job. You gotta lay low. Yanelli, follow your heart. Sonia on the road so people can see. Plain road on a sunny day. All right, y'all. Let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna need a nice gray, but I think the gray is gonna actually have to have a layer of circuit breaker over it because I feel like it should be a hollow road. Oh, rainbow road, but trans road. Oh my goodness. We need some green. We need a gray. We need, what else do we need? Blue. We've already got like 5 blues out here. We'll just use one of the blues we've got. Okay. Peggy out here exploiting our trans community members. Leo, joke's on you. I have opinions on everything. All right. So let's do the normal ass road on a sunny day, but add hollow. To sort of split the difference between Rainbow Road and so I'm thinking scientific for the sky, or maybe I should do a shimmer. Should we do creme or shimmer for the sky? I think I'm feeling the shimmer. Let's do shimmer sky. Also, this poor nail that broke so catastrophically, you'd never even know it. I tried patching with just like my usual, like glue and silk wraps, and it did not even last 24 hours before it was like, no, you know what? Actually, I'm too broken for this. So we're not doing that. Yeah, the only cat is behind my butt. I have a butt dodgers. We did have a budgie before stream started, and she abandoned me right before stream, apparently to go lie on top of Brian in bed. Apparently she had important budgie snuggle tasks. So this polish was a PR one, but the brand doesn't exist anymore, so it probably doesn't matter, but I'm telling you anyway. This was from Dimension Nails back in the day. You know, we got to do our disclosures, even if the brand is defunct. It's still important to say the thing. I guess we can decide later whether we want any clouds. Budgie snuggles Brian. She does. She does. She doesn't snuggle me, but she snuggles Brian. She loves snuggling Brian. From me, she basically wants bath mat times, which is right after I come out of the shower. She demands, she'll like come onto the bath mat and demand a full spa treatment, complete with tummy rubs and armpit rubs and, you know, the whole like neck, chin, face, a back massage. Like she wants the works. She wants the full treatment. That's like the only time that she really comes to me for attention. Other than that, I am a machine for providing food and sink drinks and occasionally play. But she will climb all the way up on top of Brian and like lie down on him and get pets for an hour while he's lying in bed. She has never done that to me. She's never done that to me. Every once in a while, she'll like act like she might try it, but then something is wrong. Like I'm the wrong shape. Maybe she just doesn't like boobs. I don't know. I don't know what her deal is. But yeah, good for her. She deserves, you know what? Exactly. She knows what she likes and she knows how to get it. And I think that that's beautiful. He is the chosen one. Yeah. She was the same way with my ex. She would cuddle right up to him. I think she just likes men. I think she likes men better. Which, you know, valid. If that's what you're into, I get it. Okay. We are going to need a second coat of that. But I feel like what I might do is... Okay. Do I want to do this over top of the shimmer or do I want to do it? Yeah. It's going to complicate things if I try and do it the other way. Because I think we'll be good with 2 coats of this. I'm thinking out loud how I want to strategize because it is a little humid, so things are going to take a little longer to dry. We'll get there. Yeah, I wish I had a good way to show you Jamie on the butt cam, but she's facing the wrong direction, so you would see my butt and Jamie's butt, and that would be it. And I just don't think that that's necessary. Yeah, he's the preferred human, I'm the spare. But I'm the one that does all the like, I do nighttime treats. I do all of the litter changes. I do all of the, I do like the evening feeding. Sometimes I do the morning feeding as well. I was her only human for a long time. For a bunch of years. Yeah, she would have, like, if she wanted any kind of attention, she basically had to come to me. And she would sometimes come and, like, snuggle sort of beside me and, like, lean up against my arm a little bit. But that was as far as she would go. Danny, you're trying to figure out your Manny. Are you also doing a trans day of visibility, Manny? What is this eyelash? You made an egg sausage casserole without any green onion or peppers because you didn't have any, and it's still pretty good. I mean, it's egg and sausage, so it can't go that wrong, even if you're missing some ingredients. Waffles? Jimmy prefers your partner over your mom who owns, cares for, and lives with the cat. I know you're cutting it close on a bunch of collabs. Yeah, I left a bunch of collabs this past week. I was like, I can't. I have so many polishes on my desk right now to swatch, more coming, and a whole bunch of collabs to do. And it's like I just I needed to drop a bunch of collabs. You're gonna do nails in a minute too. What are you doing today, Sonia? Lori, I'm sorry that you're working. That sucks. I mean, it's good that you are earning an income, though. You need to leave some collabs, but you always feel so bad. Yeah. I feel bad too, but like, what are you gonna do? It's a voluntary activity that should make you happy and not stressed out. So, oh, that's right. You're still in California, so you're limited. You have a gorgeous one from Island P you think you'll wear. Well, that sounds good. You could always skittle, too. Did you bring skittleable polishes, or are you just going to do all one? You don't really do Skittles so much, do you? I don't recall seeing you do much in the way of Skittles ever. I don't know if I've ever seen you do a Skittle. All right. Do I want to do... I'm going to do top coat after the highway and all that before the actual truck. Now we have to figure out perspective. Oh, this could be bad, y'all. This could be bad. We'll do our best. This is the wrong one. I want this one. A little bit long, but not too long. You do Skittles when you try a new set of polishes? That makes sense. Okay, so if we want... So, truck is going to be like... We pretty much need the highway to be coming off the bottom of the nail on these nails here. But I don't want it to take up. I'm going to need to thin this. This is a little too thick. She's a little thick. Nicole has, like, destroyed my brain for the word thick. If you know, you know. That explains why I've never seen them then, Sonia. If you're not posting them because you don't consider it to be an actual mani, then I won't see it. I watered it down a little too much, but that's okay. All right, and then do. Oh my God. It is so hot in here, y'all. Even with the breeze from the window and my fan, I'm like dying. I also have to have my knee brace on right now, which means that my leg is like extra sweaty. I got a bad case of sweaty leg. But my knee's been really acting up lately, so I'm struggling with stairs, which is not great. Don't love that. Someday, I'm going to learn that if I do my exercises every day without fail, then this doesn't happen to my knee. And then I can be mostly pain-free, at least in the knee region. But you know, it's been a couple of decades. I haven't learned it yet. I'm still holding out hope that eventually it will happen, and I won't do that stupid fucking thing where I forget and stop doing the exercises because my knee isn't hurting. I decided that there needed to be a little bit of a bend in the road back there. We're going to have some extreme perspective here because it's the only way that I'm going to be happy with the way the background works out, I think. Oh my God. Yeah, you don't need to yell about it though. You hear that? Freaking birds, man. You need to do exercises for your knee too. The good thing is the exercises help, but the bad news is the exercises help. Yeah. The exercises really do help. And if I do them every single day, for me, if I like literally every single day do my full exercise program for my knee, I am fine. I can run. I'm fine. But as soon as I stop for 5 minutes, I am like apparently completely incapable of moving without pain. So, yeah. I really just have to actually do the thing super consistently. And that doesn't seem fair. You know, there are people running around out in the world that are just like doing stuff and not being in pain. And I feel like that's rude. You know what I mean? I feel like that's rude. Brian was one of those people before his cancer diagnosis. He was one of those people that was like, you know, running and cycling and super active and, you know, never a day of pain. Aside from like, you know, there was a thing where he like injured his knee snowboarding, but then recovered and was completely fine. Like not even like little pangs on rainy days or whatever. Like nothing. He was completely fine. Of course, now he's in chronic pain club, but I guess I don't need to worry about that part because that part's probably going to have some sort of other color beside it, like green or something. Exercise is so boring. You're so unmotivated. I really, the stupid thing is that I enjoy weightlifting. Like I genuinely enjoy weightlifting once I sort of have a base and I'm like consistently going and I get to the point where I feel strong again. I love weightlifting. And I love running when it doesn't hurt. But getting up to do those things is impossible if they are not just part of your day already, at least for me. Like it has to be truly like an everyday habit or I will not do it at all. And I was doing real well until life threw me a whole bunch of curveballs all in a row. Yeah, I adore hiking. Hiking is the best. What I don't like oh God, running on a treadmill or like riding an exercise bike, the worst. I would rather just, it's bad. I hate anything like that where your body is like, I'm going somewhere and there's nothing. There's nowhere. You're just and those like, the things where they have the screen up and there's like the trail on the screen or whatever. That doesn't help for me. That's just no. I hate it. Yeah, getting up is the hardest part. For a long trail, it's a distance away. You got to get up super early. You do. You gotta. And I live right on a trail that's like quite nice. I mean, it's, it's just my little home trail, but it's nice. But do you think I ever frickin' get in there and remember to go out and do it? I need brown. You don't mind the elliptical machine if you have a good podcast or show on? Terrible. Terrible. You saw a ton of spiders on the Rocky Butte you summited. What kind of spiders were they? Did you take photos for me? Sonyo, you're supposed to take photos for me. Don't let me forget to put hollow on top of this highway, y'all. I'm going to be mad if you let me forget that. I need a little bit of brown. Which I'm going to actually mix in with gray. You tried to take photos? They were too fast? Aw. Okay, well, I appreciate the attempt. Listen, I don't know. I'm just doing like some kind of gravelly strip on the side. And then we're going to do some green. That's the plan. Does it matter? Would anyone ever notice or care? Probably not. But it's what I'm doing. Bum, 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 bum. There's also a spider in the bathroom last night, but you were pooping, so you couldn't move it outside. When you were done cleaning, it disappeared. Oh, no. Sonyo, you need to do a better job, my friend. You got to befriend those spoods so that they'll want to hang around and get their photo taken. This, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see this because there's going to be a fucking truck in front of it, but... That's why you like to play volleyball. It's fun, gets you out there, and it's a whole body workout. Yeah. See, I actually really enjoyed going to the gym. For me, going to the gym, if the gym is like real close by, which, you know, in Toronto, my local gym was literally half a block away. It was a really nice gym. My knees being okay. Because COVID lockdown forced me to be staying in basically one apartment for a really long time, which, as we know, is terrible for my knees specifically. I feel like this part we're definitely not going to be able to see because the rig's going to be in the way, but I am going to put a few little like treetops up here because maybe we'll see them in the distance over the top of the truck, right? So we'll put some of those in, and then here again there's going to be the truck covering a lot of it. I'm not sure how far back that truck is going to go. So I got to sort of make sure I get enough. Buffering. It's silent now. I don't know what's going on with y'all's streams. I mean, I'm sure it's on my end, but let's see what stream health says. It says stream is healthy. Yeah, I don't know. It says it's fine now. COVID ruined your will to exercise. You went like 3 to 5 times a week. You haven't been able to start up again. Yeah. I feel like that happened for a lot of people, right? There were two kinds of people during lockdown. Those who suddenly went whole hog on exercise, and that was like basically what they did with their day. And those who, because of circumstances or depression or whatever, just lost their entire exercise routine. And unfortunately, I was in the latter group. And then it got even worse in some ways coming down here because when I first came down here, of course, Brian was going through his treatment and everything for a while. We were going for walks and everything. But then I was already having some knee problems, and then he started getting a weird kind of arthritis that is caused by viruses. That was just like weirdly, randomly roaming about his body. And so sometimes he just couldn't walk. And then, of course, he was in the hospital and yada yada, and everything was just sort of messed up for a long time, and he was real sick. So, yeah, things kind of got a little bit challenging, and I just never managed to get back into a decent workout regimen. So, you know... suboptimal, but it is what it is. We'll get there eventually, hopefully. Hopefully. All right. Get this sort of roughed in. All right. You have to be bribed to go out? Yeah. I do. I like to... The thing is, I always like it once I'm out, right? It's just... It's the getting out that's difficult. Okay. Hollow. Gotta have that hollow highway. I just think it's correct. It feels right to me. You know? What else would a trans rig drive on but a hollow highway? Yeah, once you're outside and doing the thing, it's great. Yeah. Yeah, it's the getting outside part that's difficult. I feel that. It definitely helps, though, being so close to the trails here. Because when we do decide to go out for a walk, we're already out in nature. Whereas in Toronto, if I wanted to like go somewhere out in nature, I would have to really go out of my way. I would either have to walk for an incredibly long time to get to a park. I mean, besides just like a tiny little, neighborhood park. If I wanted to get to something vaguely resembling actual natural spaces, I would have to walk for like an hour or more. Or I'd have to take, transit and whatnot. Okay. We have our start. So how about that new HT drop tomorrow? Yeah, it's pretty. I'd be tempted, but I'm kind of trying not to buy anything at the moment. You have Born Ugly and other shiny olive pruglies. Yeah, I don't have Born Ugly. I really like Born Ugly, and I was very tempted to get Born Ugly. So it is extremely tempting for me to see these, but and y'all know I love a magnetic. I love a magnetic and I love a prugly. So a magnetic prugly is very tempting. But yeah, I feel like I have too much nail polish. And because I have it's extra when I have like a big pile that I need to swatch, plus some that I haven't even had a chance to try from my birthday purchases. I'm like, I can't. I simply cannot. I gotta wait. I don't know what we're doing with my thumb yet, y'all. It's not going to be part of the main image, I can tell you that much. But I don't know what is going to go there. We'll have to figure that out together. Okay. Just give this a minute and then we'll do a top coat. You're hoping they last until loyalty sale? Yeah. How long, does anyone remember how long you have for birthday rewards? Is it 90 days? Or is it less than that? Egg? Could do an egg on the thumb. Because I never used my birthday reward. It is 90? Okay. Well, maybe I'll take a look at the rewards. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's slap a coat of top coat on here. Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. What are we saying potatoes about? Was there context for that, bow and arrows, or did you just feel like saying potatoes? Was it because Sonia said egg? You saw Project Hail Mary last night? I am interested, but I needed to come to a streaming service near me. Potatoes for the thumb? Why potatoes? Egg at least makes sense. Because A, Easter, and B, there's a thing, I don't know if everybody knows this, but there's a thing in the trans community where sometimes people who have not yet figured out that they are trans but are on the cusp of figuring it out are referred to as eggs. You can hear Jamie snoring. Oh, to match the type of semi that hauls veggies. It was good you loved the book and felt it was fairly true to it. I haven't read the book either. I have heard that the book was excellent, though. And I've also heard that for the most part, the science in the movie is very good. Like, well, realistically done. They actually presumably spoke to experts and got things correct. Aside from one scene where my fellow biologists, I'm sorry that I'm going to tell you this, but they apparently load a centrifuge with 2 tubes and they put them side by side in the centrifuge. And that, to me, is an unforgivable sin. Hi, Ray. Welcome. I am glad you have escaped. Congratulations. Your partner was in the egg stage for a long time. You couldn't tell them they were trans, but you knew? Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah, Sonia, I knew that would hurt. Or Sonia, sorry. Ray, I knew that would hurt you. Yeah, Sassy knows that for sure as well. All my bio nerds, all my chem nerds know you have to balance the centrifuge. You simply must. Budgie has come in, but she's not in one of the places. If you don't balance the centrifuge, you can actually break the centrifuge, and breaking the centrifuge is potentially an incredibly expensive mistake. Also, if you break the centrifuge with samples in it, you might fuck up your samples too. It is bonkers to not balance them. Absolutely bonkers. Okay. So, truck time. Man, this is going to be rough. We can do this, though. We got this. We've never done a truck. I've never done a truck. I've never painted a truck. I've never drawn a truck. I don't know if they even would have shown it or, like, you know, mentioned where they put the tubes in the book. Like, it would be weird if they mentioned where they put the tubes in the book. All right, so I think what I'm going to do for the truck is maybe start out outlining in white to get sort of the shape. I'm gonna truck it. Yeah, I can't imagine. I've never seen anyone mention something like that in a book. I do feel like if I was reading a book and they mentioned something about how they loaded the centrifuge, they I would immediately go, this person is trying really hard. Yeah, people who use centrifuges just do it. They just do it correct. Not just one blank sitting next to it. There's usually a bunch of blanks. I mean, if you're in a busy lab, you have a bunch of blanks that are like all, preset to different volumes that you commonly do. Like you got a whole rack of blanks with like labeled at what the volume is in them and stuff. Yeah, the dummy vial. You gotta have the blanks. Otherwise, what are you gonna do? Just wait until you have another freaking sample? No. All right. So I think this is gonna be like the nose of the cab is gonna be like here. Right? And then we're going to have sort of wheel well kind of here, go across there. So that'll be that. And then that's going to be if we're going by Cars, the movie, this is the eyes of the truck. And then we're going to have, like a little stack, a little honky honk stack. And then the back of it is mostly going to be kind of off the thing. Well, not entirely though. So so we'll call it like here is like the back of the cab, which is mostly straight up and down. You got, excuse me, what is happening? Hi. What you knocking over? You knocking over stampers? Budgie is knocking over stampers. And then we have our other big honky honk thing on this side. And what do we call this? The trailer. The trailer is back here. The trailer is kind of high compared with everything else. So, trailer's going to sit way up here. And then we got to make sure that the trailer is also subject to the same rules here of, this is like a double trailer or something, I think. It's real long. She's real long. That seems kind of correct-ish. And we're going to have like a bunch of wheels here. And a couple of wheels here. So it usually looks like there's 2 up front, 3 in back. Okay. I think that's like vaguely truck shaped. It seems vaguely truck shaped. I think we're on the right path. Hollow on the road looks like gravel. Perfect. Listen, Cars the movie, which I've never seen, but the only reason I know anything about Cars the movie and my entire like conception of Cars the movie, it's all Drawfee. It's all Drawfee. Which is also, how I have most of like any anime, a lot of stuff from like a lot of millennial references. I only know about them because of Trophy. I almost said because of Cars the movie. Yeah, so you can thank them. Mostly Karina. And if anybody here doesn't know about Drawfee, then you should. Yeah, it'd be just like describing how you load tubes in a centrifuge would be like describing how you brush your teeth or wipe your butt. It would just be weird. You'd be like, why are you why are you saying that? And I often find in like in books that are written by people who are not scientists but focus on scientific themes and want to seem sciency, they often add too much sciency detail that's like really banal stuff. And like it cracks me up. Like sometimes you'll get people that will be like, you know, in the book, there's like people having a conversation in which they're, you know, like they'll actually say, instead of saying DNA, they'll say deoxyribonucleic acid in conversation, like casual conversation with another scientist in their field. You're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why are you saying that? Why are you weird? Nobody would do this. So yeah, there's a very awkward sort of thing that can happen sometimes, where people are just trying too hard to like, I don't know if they're trying too hard to sound like they know what they're talking about, or if they're trying too hard to like communicate ideas to the audience. Yeah, the more acronyms, the more accurate. Exactly. Yeah, it's not that describing it isn't hard. It's just that why you just wouldn't. There's just no, like, it's not hard to describe how you wipe your ass either. It would just be weird if someone was like, you know, in a book, like, so-and-so wiped her butt from front to back, being careful to avoid. Like, it's just a weird detail to put in. It's fine. It's just weird. So I wouldn't necessarily expect anyone to put that detail in, is all I'm saying. If they want to type out DKT to someone, that's on them. Wait, what's DKT? I don't think I know DKT. But yeah, like if it's something that the characters in your book would never actually say to each other, it's weird to have them say it to each other in the book, just so that the audience can learn a thing. I think. You could have a paragraph afterwards or a sentence afterwards that's like explaining what the thing is, if you feel like it's important for your audience to know that. Absolutely. But to have it as part of a conversation is weird. To have it as part of a conversation between professionals in the field that would never have that conversation is weird. Okay. So I'm blocking in white so that footnotes. Yeah, footnotes are fine. There's nothing wrong with putting in footnotes. If you need your audience to understand a thing, you can tell them in footnotes, or you can tell them in like some other way. It's awkward when you make it awkward. That's all. And I think it's one of those things is like very domain specific, right? Like if I'm reading a book about physicists, and the physicists are having a conversation about a physics thing, I don't know that they're not going to say that thing to each other. But I'm also, probably not going to understand it either way anyway. So just explain it to me a different way rather than having them have a conversation. I don't know. Just my thoughts on the matter. It always makes me go, Why are you telling me this in this way? Note, keikaku means plan. Me reading translated novels with footnotes on cultural context. Yeah. That's fine. I like footnotes. I love footnotes. Give me a footnote. I want footnotes. Probably actually should have left at least part of the windshield. But we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. So obviously the trailer is going to have, it's just going to be the trans flag. I feel like that's like the most obvious thing to do, is just have the trans flag for the trailer. Dexmedetomidine, ketamine, and butorphanol. Yeah, if people are having a conversation where, like, if you've got two, medical staff, one of them saying, "Oh, we should give these 3 medications to this person," they're not going to say, "Give this person these 3 medications" if they're common for the specific kind of thing. They're going to say, this person, or this animal or whatever, give them this amount of DKT. And then you can say, either in a footnote or like in a thing after that, be like, this, this is what this medicine does, in a reasonable way. Unless the conversation is in a class where they're teaching about it. Yeah, sure. Okay. I think I'm happy with the blocking. It's not 100% perfect, but I think it's fine. So, next thing is going to be the trans flag. Do we want to do cremes? Do we want to do... So I've got these Dreamland lacquer shimmy shims. So there's the blue with the pink shimmy and the pink with the blue shimmy. These are Stonewall Was a Riot and No LBG Without the T, from last March. Actually, I think they might have been for Trans Day of Remembrance, or Trans Day of Visibility, rather, last year. So I've got those. I've got Hollow Taco Hydropower and Hot Wire Pink. I've got Dimension Nails, Eastern Pond Hawk, and Pink Grasshopper. And I've got these Upcoming Secrets from BCB. And then I've got just like cremes. So I don't know. What do we think? Do we want to do the contrasty shimmies? Do we want to do the regular shimmies? Do we want to do hollow? Do we want to do creme? What are we thinking? Should I just make a poll? Maybe I should make a poll. Or we could just make Leo choose. I'll make a poll, okay? Nobody vote yet. I'm going to make a poll. All right, so poll is going to be Dreamland shims, Dimension shims, HT linears, or damn crems. Start poll. So that is Dreamland shims, Dimension shims, HT linears, or Dom crems. Leo says, I like the Dreamland, but I'm afraid the shimmer will overpower on that small of a surface and the colors will look swapped. That is a reasonable concern. This one also has a blue shimmy. This one has like a silvery shimmy, I think. I don't recall the shimmies on those being like so overpowering that it was a problem. Dreamlands seem to be winning. Dreamlands are winning. Warning, the stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Oh well. Sucks to suck. Nothing I can do about it. Okay. Looks like Dreamland is the clear winner. All right. Oh, there's movement. There's movement. Nobody's going to beat Dreamland at this point. Okay, Dreamland it is. I'm ending the poll. Good job, everyone. Thank you for a decisive poll. I like it when y'all are decisive. Oh, I hear cat treats. I hear cat treats. I don't know who's excited. Who's more excited, me or the cats? Oy. I think the last time I used these Dreamlands was last June. Okay, so, oh gosh. Let me just make absolutely certain that I have the correct order for the trans flag. I'm pretty sure I know it. I think it's blue, pink, white, pink, blue, but I just want to make really sure that I don't mess that up. Yes, blue, pink, white, pink, blue. Okay. Good stuff. That would be embarrassing. And the white I'm going to use, which was going to be the choice regardless, is this Dimension Nails Cabbage White Butterfly, because it's a very it's just a white shimmy. Hello, Dame. Welcome. Okay. Let's go. Let's take a center out approach. Because that seems more complicated than is strictly necessary. Therefore, I want to do it that way. Right? That's how I roll. Y'all know me. No, it's because the white will be easier to cover with other colors and will be more of a pain in the butt to use it to cover if I went too far with the pink or something. Although who knows, you know, we might end up still having to try and cover up with the white anyway. All right. taking a break from trying to learn DaVinci Resolve. What's DaVinci Resolve? I have no idea what that is. All right. Windidimus, welcome. Enjoy your lurk. And hopefully don't hate your work too much. All right. What do you think, Jams? What are you going to do? Are you going to go somewhere where you can actually be on cat cam? People would love to see you. Oh, video editing software. Okay. That explains why it sounds vaguely familiar. I have a few times tried various different video editing softwares, and I keep being annoyed by them and going back to Apple iMovie, which I'm also annoyed by because it is missing a whole lot of features that I would love to be able to use for my video editing. But it's the annoying software that I know, which is, as we all know, inherently superior to the annoying software that I have to learn. I don't like it. I wish that it did more, but it did come on my laptop, and you know it exists on my phone, and it does basically the same thing in both places. So it's what I use, and that is why I have boring videos. On the rare occasion that I actually bother to make a video. iMovie used to have more features, but they got taken out. Yeah. I think I tried to use, was it Final Cut that I tried to use at some point in time? And I just got so annoyed by like the learning curve. It's just like, this is too frustrating. Same with Adobe Premiere. That's one of the reasons actually that I'm still using Photoshop and Illustrator after all these years, even though they objectively suck, is that using other things has a learning curve involved with it. And I already know these softwares, and I'm like, I don't want to have to relearn everything. Although I do use Procreate on the iPad. I really like Procreate. It's just that it can't do everything. So you need to be able to do things you can't in Adobe Premiere Rush, but there's definitely a learning curve. CapCut is fine, but not my favorite. Jumping between projects is a pain in the ass. CapCut isn't... Who owns CapCut? Isn't that associated with one of the social media? You use edits because CapCut takes up a lot more space on your phone. Yeah, I hate the made with edits watermark on the videos that are made with edits, and I hate them extra because they often sit over top of captions, and if I can't read the captions because there's a big old made with edits thing over it, then at least half the time I have no idea what is being said in the video. I mostly, at least on Instagram, I'm like basically always on silent. I don't want to hear anything unless I go out of my way to turn things on. And even if I can hear them, sometimes I can't understand them without captions, or like I can understand them, but it takes a lot more effort. So yeah, when the Made with Edits button overlays the captions, I want to scream. TikTok owns CapCut, I see. But not the American TikTok. Well. American TikTok. That whole... I got opinions about that. We're not going to get into all of that. We don't need to go over all that. Yeah. It's all good. Okay. So, what are we going to do with the cab of this truck? Oh my goodness, look how cute that trailer is. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Wonder if you can get around it by downloading to your photos and then uploading to Insta instead of uploading through the Edits app. Apparently you cannot. Yeah. You with coding/data analysis software, the one you know is not the easiest to use, but it's easier to use than the one you don't already know how to use. Yeah. You wonder what they're hauling. I would like to believe that they are hauling hormones. And, you know, like things like, you know, boobs and parts for accessorizing your body. I would like to think that this is a medical truck with everything you need, like a complete gender fixing truck, all the good stuff. Yeah, the cab needs something, but I don't know what. Hauling glasses so people can see trans people. What was the inspo for today's nail set? Dame. The inspo for today's nail set was trans rigs, which if you're not a Drawfee fan, you won't get. But yeah, it's so there's a if you're not familiar with Drawfee, it's a group of artists that have had a YouTube channel for well over a decade, and they at some point in time a number of years ago they were doing some kind of event, and somebody in the comments, somebody in chat yelled out, you know, trans rights, but they typoed it, and so it said trans rigs, and then it became a whole thing in the Drawfee community, and they actually have like emotes, and they do a thing every year now where they take they use like a big rig driving simulator game to you know, basically do like a long charity stream where they'll drive across the country in their in their trans rig for charity. And it's a beautiful thing. So I presented chat with a bunch of different concepts that I had thought of for a Trans Day of Visibility Manny, and they liked trans rigs. So that's what we're doing. It's carrying joy. It's carrying Baja Blast. You know, I think we can probably make room for hormones and boobs and Baja Blast. And all of that is basically hauling joy, right? So. All right, hang on. I got a Jammy Dodgers. Let me see if I can show you her. There she is. Sorry she's so far away. I'll take a cat break here. It's too hot to sleep in any of the sleeping spots, apparently. But she can lounge on the floor comfortably. Am I going to outline the cab? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to outline it. I might just use shadow and light to... It's not staying ghostly white. I'm not sure what to do with it yet. I mean, it could be a white cab, but I would still need to do a bunch of stuff. Because it's, you know, a standard cab is going to have a bunch of other things going on with it. And I still need to do wheels and everything. There's lots of work still. But cat brakes are important. Could be a shimmer white cab, yeah. Could do that. With, maybe with like, a hollow grille. That could be fun. Oh, it's got pollution pipes, don't you worry. It's already got the pollution pipes on there. Flames on the cab? The problem with putting any kind of design on the cab is that most of the cab is like not super visible. Brown and black on the cab. Hollow grille kind of slays. Is the skeleton in the doorway okay? Yeah. Of course it is. It's completely fine. It's just hanging out. It likes to hang out. That's the Terminator skeleton. Don't worry about it. I promise it's not hanging by its neck. It's hanging by the top of its skull. As one does. In the correct way. Only the trans is visible, not the cab. That's pretty funny. All right. I need to do some wheels. You were yeah, I figured you were thinking brown and black like the triangle on the updated pride flag. I assumed that's where you were going with that, Dame. Not a bad idea. I also thought about maybe the intersex flag colors. Not all people who are intersex consider themselves trans, but some do. Some people who are intersex are basically consider themselves to be under the trans umbrella, as I understand it. But yeah, it's one of those, like, you kind of have to know how the person feels about it. So it would be an option maybe to include the intersex flag coloration on the cab. Okay, so we want 1, 2, 3 wheels on this side. I think I'm gonna have to do like a gray section to kind of make that work. And there's like on the underside here on the wheel on the other side there is also there. There's a photo in Lounge Pets that shows you how Terminator Skelly looks to us. Well, I can see Terminator Skelly. I can see what you guys can see. There's just a little pelvis down action. It's normal. Trans logo. I would love that, but I definitely cannot fit that anywhere on this cab. You gotta bear in mind that the side of the cab is basically this tiny little sliver here and a tiny little sliver here. So I'm real limited in what I can do for designs. So it's going to have to be expressed in color, whatever I do. Stripper Skelly living his best fairy life, yeah. With the trans flag colors for his flowers. Okay, and then these wheels up front, we got 2 right up at the front here. Oh, that went a little bit bigger than it needed to. Gonna have to erase a bit of that, but that's okay. They do have to be bigger than the ones in the back, but not that much bigger. Logo on the hood like an ornament. It would be a blob. A hood ornament would be the tiniest of dots. It would be easier if y'all want the logo. It would be easier to put it on the side as though it's like a design that like a logo for the trucking company or something like that, or for whatever company owns it. That would be way easier to do and much more readable. Okay. Yeah, because I don't read every single little thing. Because I miss stuff. Sassy. The problem is that I am slow. And I only have a little bit of brain. Ever. I have even less when I'm streaming. Okay, I need to... let's just switch to gray here. Company logo on the side. Logo on the grill would work. Absolutely. So that's an option. Could do the logo on the grill, or we could do the logo on the side. Either of those is a reasonable idea. Okay. Yes, baby girl, I see you. Well, I don't see you. I hear you, though. What I really need is to do... I should have done that part black and that part gray. All right. We can backtrack that a little bit. Tammy, I got nothing for you, baby girl. It's too hot to snuggle. You're the one that declared that. You're welcome to come back up on the back of my chair, but you can't come on my lap. Not when I'm streaming. It doesn't work. Okay. Now, obviously the hubcaps have to be hollow, right? I feel like that's just a given. Hubcaps must be hollow. So if the logo, or if the symbol went on the side like a company logo, then I could do it in just like in black and white, or I could do it in hollow over black, which could be cute, or black over hollow. Pimp my semi-trans edition. If it went on the grill, then I think it would have to be black, because we're going to do the grill, or it could be white. We're going to do the grill in linear hollow, right? So it would have to be something that'll contrast against that. So if people aren't sure what I'm talking about, so the grill is going to be like basically this area here, this little tiny square area. So that is going to be linear hollow with like, you know, stripes, basically black and linear hollow stripes in this little rectangular area here. So we could put it on that, or we could put a square here in either white or black or hollow and have the symbol there. But it sounds like we want the rest of the cab to maybe be in the shimmer white. So let's just go ahead and do that while y'all decide what you want to do with the symbol. Okay, so top of the cab in the shimmer white. I need to have my reference up here. We're gonna have to put some kind of a dark something in the window. There's gonna be people in that window, or background or something. All right. And we have white here. Down this side section. Pimp my gender identity, gender affirming care. Leo put you in there. You got it. I have no idea what you look like, so you're just going to be an opossum, I think. I assume that's okay. I think you're just going to be actually an unrecognizable shape. But we'll all know it's you, and that's the important thing. Don't worry, there's going to be more detail in all of this. I'm just blocking in my white shimmer areas. Okay, that's going to be... If I could paint small enough, I would totally put a little opossum in the window there. That would be adorable. Okay, and then the side, the cab. We're gonna have to put a little side window there. We're gonna fudge some details because not all of it is gonna be big enough to be visible or recognizable. So we kind of just have to fake it a little. Put him in couch. Consider myself an unrecognizable shape already. I mean, on the internet, we're all unrecognizable shapes. Any single one of you could be a kumquat for all I know. And that would be fine. But, you know, it's a thing. You could be a genius alien creature with 18 tentacles and holographic flesh. That would be cool. If you were, would you tell us? Because I promise I would like you still. Dame, you're a kumquat? See? I'm telling you. Okay. Grill area. There is grill. Now, we need this dark green color again. Actually, I'm going to just re-wet the mix that I have out here, I think, for this. Because I've already got all the colors there. Your 3 opossums in a trench coat. That makes total sense. Okay. So okay. Whoop. Too much. Too much. Too much. Okay. Gonna have to backtrack that a little bit. That's okay. All right. Need more of this in here. Okay. Lori, you're the brains of the operation. Derogatory. Yeah, she's sulking because she wants me to give her food, but it's 2 hours until time for food, so she's not getting any. And she just got TREATS. It is unreasonable for her to be requesting food at this time. I mean, she can request it, but it's unreasonable to expect it. It's simply not going to happen. All right. Got a little stripy grill here. There we go. And then we're gonna need a little like metal strip along here. Gonna need our little headlights here and here. This part is gonna have some hollow here. Kind of just adding dabs of hollow wherever there would be something metal. Obviously, the pollution stacks need to be hollow. And there's probably a mirror out this way. On this side, we have the other pollution stack, which I've actually made a little bit too small, but whatever. It's fine. And then get a little metal area under here. Got a little thing up here. You know, we're just adding in some little deets. It is very rude of me. You're correct. I am absolutely neglecting this cat. She has a very difficult life. She never gets any attention or food. She's actually starving. So yeah, it's hard being Jammy. You know, her single greatest joy in life is snacks, and she's being denied that. And I just think that if, you know, she had better humans, then they would understand that. But what Jammy doesn't know is that I'm actually immune to guilt. So it's fine. She can pout all she wants. She can't hurt me with pouting. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. I'm just trying to add some like little. I don't want to like fully outline, but I kind of want to have some like a little bit more structure. You know what I mean? I might end up covering some of this, but for the moment, I want to add a little bit more. Just so that I feel like it's going to be able to hold its own. Oh, we're getting stringy. We're getting stringy. Gee, Jammy, Danny's going to have a snack in your honor. Aren't you lucky? Is that a kindness or is that cruel to tell her? I'm not sure. Unclear. All right. I feel like a little bit of structure is useful. I'm going to give a little dark line under the bottom, but I don't think I will do one on the top. That was too much at the back. Jammy seething with rage at the idea of someone else getting a snack. I don't think Jammy is capable of rage, to be honest. She's certainly capable of being mildly disgruntled. But I'm not sure that she's capable of rage. It feels like a too big emotion for a Jammy Dodgers. She's a very chill old lady. She's like grumpy, but never angry. Okay. I'm pretty happy with how this is coming along. I am thinking, given the what we're seeing right now, I do think having the thing as a logo on the side would be better. Having the symbol as a logo on the side of the truck. I think that's the correct way to go. And I feel like maybe having it as a hollow square. Is she always grumpy, or does she just look grumpy? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. She's definitely a grumpy girl. But that's partly because she's often, uncomfortable. She's not mad, she's just disappointed, Yeah. I feel like hollow background and then black for the symbol? Or white background or black background and hollow for the symbol? Speaking of grumpy, you have a grumpy lizard who got a bath this morning and now wants some buggies. Delicious. Delicious buggies. Love them. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, Leo, I'm gonna put you in here as an amorphous blob. All right, Leo, you are now in the cab of the truck. You're driving. Yeah. I feel like black with hollow would definitely stand out. So maybe I should just do that. It might be the most visible option. I can just do the symbol on the side of the truck without anything. Maybe that's the way to do it. Can you be an alligator? You can be anything you want to be, Sassy. You somehow put a huge gouge in your mani that you did last night. Don't do that. Even funnier because you can't drive. Awesome. That's perfect, Leo. My brace is starting to cause me pain, so I'm going to take it off. Ooh. They're not intended to be worn for very long periods of time. Okay. Whew. You know what? I'm just going to do the symbol. I'm just going to raw dog it right on the side. I'm not going to put a panel behind it at all. All right, let's make sure I don't fuck up the shape. I know this is going to come up with like 12 different ones, but yeah, we got the first, the right one first instead of having to go through a bunch. Okay. Let's go ahead and open this in a new tab. Yes, a wild Brian appeared briefly. Hopefully he was wearing pants. He's not in the habit of walking around the house without pants on, but you never know. Today could be the day. Wouldn't that be exciting? Widescreen. Live scream. Live scream. Yes. He was being funny. Okay. Do a little circle. A little circle. Gosh, I hope I can pull this off and have it actually look like what it's supposed to be. All right, we got a circle. We're partway there. Now, we got the little cross underneath. Oh God, oh God. Okay, well, that didn't go as well as it could have. You thought you finished a mani and you see a little tiny pit of patchiness. I hate that. Okay. And then this side we get the little arrow. I might have to do a little highlighting on this to help it be visible. Because after all, if there's one thing we want to be today, it's visible. All right. And then on this side, the real complicated one that's impossible to paint. Oh yeah, there's no way that's visible. All right, that's okay. That's okay, because we'll do a little bit of black in it as well, and that's gonna help. But we got the shape on there. It's not gonna focus that close. There we go. All right. I'm gonna want this thinned out. Do they make high-vis vests in pink, blue, and white? That would be fun. They probably do in pink. Blue is inherently a little less high-vis. There might be one. But like even a version of that same kind of coated fabric in blue would be slightly less visible than the highlighter yellow or a pink would be. You popped out for a bit and missed most of the stream. Thank you for saying that it looks awesome. We're almost done. We're almost done. We just need to do... I just need to make this symbol a little bit easier to read, basically. Probably should have just done it in black to begin with, but I like the idea of it being hollow. At least it has hollow kind of like around it and underneath it, so it's better than nothing. Oop, went a little too far there. Need to get my face right in there. I need a big old magnifying glass. That's what I need. Bifocals aren't cutting it for this kind of thing. Come on. I believe in you. You can do the thing. You know how to do this. Sometimes you even do things more difficult than this. So you can definitely do this. There we go. See, positive self-talk, y'all. Positive self-talk. Invaluable. Went a little bit too far on this side. You got to be nice to yourself. I don't follow that advice nearly often enough, but I do give it a lot. I got white there. Okay. I feel like you're doing amazing, Sweaty. Thanks. Yeah, those big old crafter glasses, the huge things with the light built in, that would be amazing. What am I doing on the thumb? That is an excellent question. An excellent question, Yaneli. I have no idea. When you covered the little bit of patchiness and when you went to put reflective on it, you couldn't tell which finger you'd fixed. So 3 fingers got an extra dot of reflective and taco. There you go. Oh yeah, egg. Egg is correct. Thank you, Sonyo. Egg is correct. Okay. Egg should definitely be in the shimmers too, for sure. It's got to be egg. It can be nothing but egg. It simply must be egg. So we will start with a white base for egg. I'm just going to get a fresh white area over here because that one's got little bits of black all over it. I don't want to end up with a gray base. Yeah, if Sonyo hadn't reminded me of my earlier desire to do egg, then logo again would have probably been my choice, but egg is just such a perfect thing to do. This needs to be thinned out. So thick. So thick. It's too thick. After we're done here, I am going to get a little snacky snack and then play some Pocopia. It's been real hard doing anything other than playing Pocopia. I've mostly been very good. I've had one day where I did spend a little too much time playing it. And by a little too much time, I do mean 12 hours solid. Well, not solid. I did take some breaks. But yeah, it was the better part of 12 hours. And, oh boy, I'm doing that thing. But otherwise I've mostly managed to, like, limit myself to a couple of hours a day. Try to just be reasonable about it. But it's hard because it's fun. It's a very cute game. Your snack is a blueberry muffin? What is inside the egg? Can it be a dinosaur egg? It's a trans person inside the egg. Just waiting to emerge and understand themselves better. You're going to watch your favorite streamer play Pocopia? It is really fun. You can't see the egg. Did I have it off screen? Or was it just not in focus? Did I have it like way over here or something? Was I being an awesome streamer? Another question is, Should it just be the trans flag, or should it be white shimmer with little blue and pink stars? I kind of like the idea of a white shimmer with blue and pink stars. That seems like a cute idea. Maybe we should do that. I feel like we should do that. As long as Leo doesn't object. Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. I mostly try to be good about it, but it can be a challenge sometimes, for sure. As I'm sure you know. Speckles or stars? Speckles are a cute idea, too. Speckles would also definitely work. And would be easier. Doing the little, just like, speckle / polka dotty bits. You weren't paying attention. What was the question? I think I've decided, but I was asking whether I should do the egg as just the trans flag, or whether I should do the egg as like white shimmer with little pink and blue stars. But then speckles were suggested, which is even better because it's so much easier to do. And it will be just as cute. And also, yes, good for Easter. So I like the speckle idea. I think that might be the thing to do. Jammy Dodgers. What have you done? Are you being a butt Dodgers again? Jammy got back up behind me on the chair. You like speckled? Good. Me too. And it will look most like an egg. I agree. All right. I think we got to get some seal glaze on these other fingies, because that white and black are both going to... Well, the white shimmer won't streak, but the black creme will 100% smear on me. Absolutely. It's the only part that will, but boy howdy will it ever. So let's just get that sealed up. Toga piece style, but in trans colors. Sparkles. No, do not glaze seals. That's terrible. Why would you do that to seals? So mean. Okay. I think I want to do mostly smaller polka dots with some bigger ones mixed in. And then I need a larger... Where's my big one? Where's my big fat dot? There's my big fat dotting tool. Okay. I feel like that's cute. Now, same thing in blue. Togepi is cute, but it would end up being more work. Because Togepi's dots are bigger. And then little dots. This blue is so much paler than the pink over a real light color. It's very cute though. One more there. There we go. Ack. A white glitter Crelly with pink and light blue dots must exist. Definitely. Definitely. And I bet like Pinnacle Polish or Plus Life or one of those brands would do it. It would be real cute, and I'm sure that it probably already exists. Oh, come on, dotting tool. Floor is not for you. Oof. All right. We put them away. We put them away. Jamie, what are you doing? Why are you standing? Okay. I just headbutted my phone by accident. Perfect. You haven't seen one yet? Pinnacle definitely. Yeah, I was thinking Pinnacle because Pinnacle had a bunch of. They had a whole collection of glitter toppers that were different pride flags, right? I mean, they didn't have all of them, but they had a few. I have one. Okay. So this is ready for top coat. And it has to stay glossy because of hollow. We're not in the business of killing hollow around here. Tyler has a bunch of Pride glitter toppers too. Yeah, that makes sense. His are not Crellies though, right? I feel like the one that I have from Pinnacle might actually be a Crelly, glitter Crelly rather than a topper. I would have to yoink it. Let's see what it is. Yeah. And the shimmy what? Chester has been fast asleep for the whole stream. Thankfully, these shimmers do not smear. So I do not need to worry about seal glaze on that thumb. Yeah, I think Pinnacle had a mix of Crellies and toppers. I think Tyler's trinkets are mostly just, or all just toppers. We're done, y'all. We did it. We did the thing. Incredible. I, for one, am very, very proud of us. I think it's cute. No clouds in the sky? No. Yeah, Sonyo, I basically never wrap the tip. I just don't care. It's not going to last longer on me if I wrap the tip, so it's kind of pointless. Unless it's not... the only time I will do it is if it's like pooling funny. And I want to like sort of adjust that, or if it has big flakies in it and I want to just sort of use the brush to kind of tweak where the flakies are sitting along the edge of the nail. That's basically the only time I ever bother, because the polish is not going to last more than a day anyway. I have too much swatching to do and too much nail art. I'm never keeping a mani long enough for that to be relevant. So I don't bother. Tyler's is bundles as well. Is it only bundles? Thanks, Heather. And hello. I don't think I knew you were here, but welcome. Okay. We're done. That's it. Thursday. Do I have a plan for Thursday? I don't think I have a plan for Thursday, so it might be Easter nails. When is actual Easter? It's got to be coming up soon, right? Yeah. Okay. So Thursday is the last chance to do Easter nails before actual Easter. So that's what we'll do on Thursday. Thursday night stream at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with me. And happy Trans Day of Visibility. Don't do any crimes today if you are trans. Remember that you are visible today. Pardon me. All right. Yeah. So those Tyler's trinket ones, and they do, they donate, right? for their trans stuff. I think, or their queer pride, all their pride toppers and stuff. I think they do donations for them at least during June, if not year round. Pretty sure Pinnacle does as well. There's a bunch of brands that do that. I know Dreamland's duo that I got from them last year. This was charity drop as well. She does a lot of charity polishes. So okay, the Tyler's Trinkets ones, they donate to the Trevor Project. Was what I thought. Cool. So good things to know. Yes, Finding Feathers is another brand that does a ton of charity polishes. Excellent brand if you wanna choose to spend your money in places where it's gonna help people. And they also all do pretty darn good polish, so there's that. If you care, which I do. Yeah, okay, so Thursday night, we'll do Easter nails, and hopefully we'll have some cats, and hopefully it will be a little bit freaking cooler in this room. Yeah, Plus Life as well. I thought I mentioned Plus Life, but I guess maybe I didn't. And I think that's everything. That's everything, y'all. Enjoy your day. The rest of your Tuesday. As long or as short as it may be. And don't forget to press all of the buttons and do the things and tell your friends about the hippopotamus. All right? Goodbye.